The theory of planned behavior. Imagine standing at the edge of a grand library, where each aisle represents a different chapter of human understanding. At one such aisle is a guide to behavior, with a buzzing energy and rows of insights waiting to be unlocked. Here, we begin our journey with the theory of planned behavior, TPB, a psychological framework developed by Icek Ajzen, which holds the promise of understanding and even predicting human behavior. Introduced in 1991, TPB builds upon the theory of reasoned action, suggesting that our actions are not merely products of chance, but are in fact shaped by our intentions. These intentions are not pulled from thin air, but emerge from our attitudes towards the behavior, the subjective norms around us, and our perceived control over our actions. Why does TPB matter? Well, it helps us decipher the often complex web of human decisions, from why we decide to pick up healthier habits to what drives us to stand up for social causes. With TPB, these decisions become less opaque, offering us a lattice through which we can view and sometimes alter paths of behavior. In this narrative, we'll traverse various scenarios, uncovering how this theory applies to our daily interplays. Prepare to delve deep, learn to recognize intense dance in the world, and harness it for good. In our journey to grasp the nuances of the theory of planned behavior, let's rewind the clock. The field of psychology has long grappled with understanding why people act as they do. Back in the late 20th century, social psychologist Icek Ajzen sought to refine this understanding, building on the foundations laid by Martin Fishbein's theory of reasoned action. Ajzen's framework takes the baton further, weaving intent into a fabric composed not only of personal attitudes, but also of the socially orchestrated symphony, subjective norms, and the ever-important thread of perceived behavioral control. These components form a triangle of predictive power, each vertex crucial to understanding why intent leads to action. Consider this chapter as a historical sketchbook, where concepts evolve from mere speculation about why people do what they do, to a more structured narrative that places intention at the heart. This sketchbook will become your companion as we explore how TPB is applied, illuminating the human psyche's ebbs and flows. To master the theory of planned behavior, envision yourself entering a grand hall of mirrors. Each mirror reflects a different part of what drives our intentions, attitudes, subjective norms, and perceived behavioral control. Firstly, attitudes mirror our feelings towards a behavior. Do we believe it's beneficial? Secondly, subjective norms reflect societal pressures. What do others think we should do? Lastly, there's perceived behavioral control, which captures our belief in our ability to perform the said action. Like a dance, these components interact, influencing and shaping our intentions. Think of a person contemplating quitting smoking. Their attitude might favor health over habit. Societal norms could reinforce this through positive messaging from peers or media, while their perceived control hinges on their belief in self-discipline and willpower. Root these elements within yourself and recognize how they govern everyday decisions. In this chapter, see how these reflective surfaces merge to form a coherent image of intent and behavior. Transition from theory to practice. By envisioning a busy city street bustling with diverse individuals, each governed by unseen intentions. Here, the theory of planned behavior brings clarity to the ordinarily invisible threads connecting thought and action. Take, for instance, Jane, a young professional contemplating joining a gym. Her intention to improve fitness is shaped by her positive attitudes towards health and her awareness of friends who prioritize exercise. She also believes in her ability to overcome the initial inertia, fueled by gadgets and her ability to schedule workouts easily. Or consider Alex, deciding whether to take a stand on environmental issues. His small decisions to recycle or cut down plastic use are driven by internal attitudes about sustainability, societal norms, and belief in personal impact. Recognizing intent in these mundane experiences lays the groundwork for consciously steering behavior. As you walk through your day, envision how invisible intentions weave into decisions, big and small. Picture intent as a seed capable of blossoming into vibrant action. Crafting intent deliberately requires a personalized blueprint, much like creating art from a blank canvas. Start with attitudes. Reflect on what activities align with your core values. Perhaps, like Emily, you value creativity. Your intent could be to engage weekly in painting classes or creative writing sessions. Foster positive attitudes by immersing yourself in related communities or content that inspires. Next, map subjective norms. Become aware of external influences, family, peers, media. Use these consciously, like Steve, who enhances his fitness regime by joining clubs where health is valued. Finally, enhance perceived behavioral control. Set achievable goals. Amy, who struggled with procrastination, improved perceived control by breaking tasks into manageable sections, celebrating small victories. Your blueprint guides behavior across scenarios, embedding intentional living at your activity's core. As we delve deeper into implementing the theory of planned behavior in our lives, visualize life as a winding path through a dynamic landscape. Achieving goals requires more than realizing immediate intentions. It involves navigating challenges and capitalizing on opportunities as they arise. For example, consider David, who set out to write a novel. His initial intent was fueled by personal satisfaction and the encouragement of his writing circle. However, as roadblocks emerged, writer's block, self-doubt, David recalibrated by expanding his sense of control. He broke down the novel into short, manageable segments, each representing a psychological boost as he completed them. Moreover, Rosalind, a manager intending to breathe fresh innovation into her team, discovered that connecting her team's ideas to broader organizational norms motivated higher creativity levels. Adjusting task pressures and timelines strengthened her team's perception of control, translating into enhanced group dynamics. Learn to foresee adjustments and breakthroughs, and steer your path intentionally towards fruitful endeavors. Finally, let's bring all these lessons into a cohesive dance, an elegant choreography of intent-driven living. Life becomes a series of steps, some practiced, others improvised, guided by the principles of the theory of planned behavior. Imagine an orchestra where intention is the conductor, uniting attitudes, norms, and control into harmony. Just as musicians tune their instruments to the nuances of the piece, fine-tune your behaviors and decisions through awareness and reflection. For seasoned athletes like Tara, intent is about consistent motivation towards health and performance, where each practice session unites desire for personal achievement with communal encouragement from her team, enhancing perceived capacity through regular progress assessments. Likewise, for those like Joan in engineering, balancing innovation and compliance with industry norms is critical. Mastery involves flexibly adapting practices to ensure advanced solutions while adhering to safety standards, reinforcing self-efficacy in problem-solving. By embracing this dance, behavior becomes the seamless output of intentional awareness, each step building on the last, gracefully navigating life's complexities with practiced knowledge and ethical care.